DGC Requiem here. We're back with Modern Cube. The best way to play Magic. Cube. Um, we actually can't keep this hand. No green sources. All bombs. We can keep this. Hopefully get a good scry. We'll be able to throw the search. Terastodon is going to the bottom. So the question is, a second forest? Or do we go get a white source? Probably almost certainly going to get a forest, unless we draw a green source before then. BG, that's my jam. Uh-oh. We're losing the ramp battle. So we definitely need to just get another forest here. And we're just going to go ahead and run out the Smuggler's Copter. Next turn we'll probably just play a Hanger Backwalker unless we draw a land, at which point we will probably play the Undergrowth. Suppose if we draw a land, we could also play Phyrexian Metamorph on whatever they might do with their 4 mana here. Looks like a Kolaghan's Command. Olivia. Well, we can copy Olivia, that's fine. And honestly, I would probably trade my Smuggler's Copter to kill that. Definitely the flaw with the list we have today is so little interaction. The last few cubes I've done, I've been a lot more interactive than this. Olivia is no good for attack. The big concern is if, man, Olivia is going to be a problem. And so again, if we can get him to make this or take this trade, that is good news for us. We'll definitely take the Traverse. Hanger back. He only has so much red mana, but he could gain control of a creature. I think right now I'm thinking Rampaging Baloth seems like it's a little ways away. Though if our artifact gets destroyed, then the Nissa all of a sudden... I don't know, I'm just not confident we're going to get to the Rampaging Baloth. Plus we could potentially Westvale Abbey with the Nissa. really could use a natural land draw here to be able to get... Oh, ugh, ugh. This is why I usually play black-green decks. Liliana is going to be trouble. But now he has to kind of keep Olivia back, otherwise he sacrifices his Liliana, essentially. Well, no, I guess Liliana's just going to target my Olivia. Which makes sense if you take the time to think about it. So this is probably going to cost us our copter, but I'm not too worried about it. So Gideon's a ways away. Now we're starting to get to the point where this traverse might be for something more. The question is, do I have anything worth traversing for without the land? I just don't think we can wait any longer to get our next land drop. I almost wonder if island is better here. I think if we look at the main deck, the only white things we have main deck are Gideon. Although we probably should be playing the Emiria Angel with an extra plains over the forest. So we definitely are going to go get island here. Oh man, I thought I almost missed that. We are just going to play it out, even though we could use it to grow our undergrowth champion. I suppose when you look at it that way, it's pretty dumb to cast the Kessig Prowler out into Liliana. This is where the playing cube with a bunch of cards you don't normally play with starts to catch up to you a little bit. A Falconwrath Aristocrat. So he's just going to try and protect his Liliana at this point. Prime time. Sacrifice a creature, gains indestructible. If it's a human, it gets a 1/1 counter. So I think we're definitely willing to try and trade one of these creatures. Olivia actually would be super good if he was using her. I don't know why he's not using her. Oh man, I would have loved to have had that card before. I really am just kind of afraid that Nissa is not going to cut it. I mean, I guess the flip side is if we... I mean, no, because Liliana's going to go away. We're going to have to leave the other people back as blockers. It's going to buy us more time. If we go Hanger back... Next turn, we still need a man. We actually have to keep the mirror to even have a chance to do that. Afraid I think we have to cut the Hanger back, right? 3. We can only cast a 3 anyway next turn. I guess that's the flip side of that. So if we draw land, we would be able to cast Hanger back and the Myr. So he's going to block and then maybe sacrifice creature. Alright, it's just a good trade. I am more than willing to trade my Smuggler's Copter for a Liliana. Plus, if we actually end up drawing our red source, we're going to be able to start using Olivia the way she's meant to be, which is to make herself bigger and bigger and bigger. It's a sweet deck. I can't wait to see what he's ramping into. So we could attack. Honestly, I would still trade these for Olivia. I think I would rather hold Hanger back for one more turn, however. Again, I am willing to trade either of these creatures for Olivia. We're not like dying on this Westvale Abbey plan. That Bloom Tender is a pretty sweet ramp card. Here he goes. So basically, I'm a little confused what happened. I don't think he ever shot. I must have missed when he shot the Phyrexian before. Alright, so we're just going to have to count on Primeval Titan to pull us out here. Oh, I see. So what he did is he actually, because Olivia is a vampire, he just gained control of her without having to actually do any damage. I got it. I'm just not used to playing against that many vampires. All these crazy interactions. So we definitely want Kessig Wolf Run. We may actually want Celestial Colonnade. Oh, you know what? That's stupid. Well, that's not that bad. I guess if we go to attacks, if Primeval Titan lives, we can go to attacks. After we go to attacks, we can go get the other land, but it's still not going to help us to do any overrun trample this turn. Needed the red-green land. Get me playing like a noob. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. So he's going to actually just take control of my Primeval Titan here. We get a 4/4 hanger back. Here's the problem. He can just take over anything we have the rest of the game. So we are pretty much dead. I mean, if he just... I mean, I'm sure he sees this now that he can just ping and pull whatever he wants. Yeah, we're just going to concede here. Oh! Sick. Bloom Tender. And, by the way, we're 0-1, not 1-0. Alright, let's see here. I think we're going to go with Sword of Feast and Famine for sure. Red and white. Yeah, we'll keep that in there as well. Definitely going to bring in the Emiria Angel. Probably cutting a forest. Add a plains. And then Cure seems fine. I think the rest of this is probably alright. Mater 3, 4. What do we got going on here? I don't know that staff is... Well, no, that card advantage is pretty good. That was a little bit of a weak draw in terms of speed. Yeah, we're actually going to cut the War and Peace. And I think we're actually going to possibly cut Nissa here. I just don't know she's going to do enough for us. Actually, in that regard, we're probably going to cut Burning Tree Emissary. So we'll be on the play. No good. This works. So we may actually end up taking Rashmi over the Emiria's Angel here as the preferred turn 4 play. Or I guess it'd be turn 3 play at this point, right? Put it onto the battlefield, yeah, so it comes in upright. Ooh. So fingers crossed Rashmi doesn't die. Next turn we'll get to go Emiria Angel into Kessig Wolf Run. Hopefully hit another 3-drop. Alright, so we're going to get a land here. Trying to think, is there anything he could do to flash in a creature here? Something's gonna die finally. Lash out deals 3 damage to a creature clash with an opponent. If you win, Lash out deals 3 damage to that creature's controller. Rampaging Boloths versus a swamp. I think we won. They put their card on the bottom of their library. Alright, so the question here is, do you play the Rampaging Boloth? And I think you wait until you can get the guaranteed land. So probably playing the Palladium Mirror this turn. Granted, if we what if we had a cost less than that spell? So he's like, yeah, that's enough of that. Yeah, we'll leave that on top. And then I think we're just going to play the old Kissig Wolf run and swing in for one. Opponent had a Falconwrath Aristocrat. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8. Liliana. So that kind of makes the Rampaging Baloth seem a little better. Although the Staff and In is going to give me card advantage, which very well... Yeah, so we can actually point this at Liliana, and that's going to give us card advantage. I think that's probably worth it. Well, that said, we're going to get 2 creatures here this first turn. So Staff next turn. Yeah, so see, he's scared at this point. He needs a creature. The +1 doesn't really do him a whole lot. He knows Lily's going to probably die. At this point, though, we're just going to start going straight at him. We don't need to worry. So he can sacrifice a creature. I think right now we want to take out his ramp. He's, no matter what we do with Staff towards Eternal Witness, he's just going to eat it. So my thought is he's going to probably throw Falconwrath in front. Doesn't. That's shocking. One, two, three, four, five, six. This is going to be Primeval Titan. I'm going to like flip out for not killing the birds the turn before. So I might as well just try and kill him here, make him sacrifice a creature right now. He gets an extra card draw out of it, but that's fine. We're attacking for 14 next turn. Ooh, gets to cast a Nissa. Return target permanent. Probably gonna... I mean, he may uptick here for a land as an extra blocker. I would assume Liliana's gonna go at the Rampaging Baloth. So he can't attack for 10, or attack with everything. Put me on a 2-turn clock, except for the fact that I have the Kessig Wolf run, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more trample damage. Still doesn't have us in a position where we're too worried. So I think we actually just go Undergrowth Champion here. Play a land. Attack with it all. And when I say with it all, just these two beasts. And honestly, we can't even do that, really. We would definitely be trading off. We would be getting almost no damage through. I guess we'd be trading off with a swamp, potentially. Yeah, we're good with this. It forces him to sack his own creatures to give the Falconwrath, if he chooses to block with the Falconwrath, forces him to sacrifice his own blockers or threats to block and keep Falconwrath alive, so... So if he sacks the Sakura Tribe Elder, And now we should have enough damage to get through lethal the next turn. I mean, technically we just would need to attack with the Colonnade and the Staff of Nin. So you cast Olivia Voldaren, but doesn't do him a ton of good. He already had Olivia on the battlefield. He could start stealing creatures, but it's kind of too little too late. He's going to return Sakura Tribe Elder. Sheoldred, Swamp Walk. At the beginning of your upkeep, return target creature card from the graveyard to the battlefield. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, that player sacrifices a creature. Okay. It doesn't matter. He's like basically completely tapped out. This is just Celestial Colonnade and Staff of Nin. Short of a flyer, that is game. Come on. Alright. So game 2, we get the win on. A little bit of a grindy one. I'm going to be on the draw this side. I don't know, is there anything we really... We could bring in the Fertile Ground. Search for Tomorrow. Possibly cut Elves of Deep Shadow. I like Kiora in this style of matchup. Terastodon. I almost feel like to some extent Gideon Jura doesn't do a whole lot based on what we've played, but that's also because it kind of feels like we're the... our opponent also doesn't really seem to have much removal outside the Liliana. He's drawn at both games. It's possible we could try and get a Chasm Skulker just to kind of ramp out a little more. But that also requires us to have blue, which we don't, so we'll probably not do that. And I'm just visualizing some stuff here. I think we're going to cut the Gideon. Ah, damn, destroy target tap creature. That could be essentially our only removal. Terastodon's good. Hangerback should have been decent. I think we're actually this is so sad. I think we are just gonna cut Kessig, and we'll cut Palladium Mirror. Could I be any more uncertain, unsure of myself? I mean, this is fine. Got a little bit of ramp going on. Hopefully we can draw into something to make use of it. Search for tomorrow. If only this were Noble Hierarch. I think we're going to have some interesting mana going on here. Utopia Sprawl. He's definitely ahead in the mana race this game. Really isn't a whole lot to do here. If we even run out Burning Tree Emissary there, I mean, we're just killing the mana. We're not gaining anything out of it. Besides, we need 2 white mana sources to get the Emeria Angel out next turn. So he was running that 1 red burn spell with Clash. So it seems like he's not got a whole lot going on either. So I think basically where we are right now, our plan is to next turn Burning Tree Emissary into Emeria, Angel, into land. Eternal Witness, gonna get back his Search for Tomorrow. Hope he has something worth casting. It's probably Garruk. He probably has Garruk Apex Predator in his no mountain Jund deck. Okay. So now that's a little bit different. Until end of turn, Junior becomes a creature that still is playing prevent all damage that we built dealt to him. I still think the initial plan that I had here makes the most sense. The problem with it is Burning Tree Emissary can't be cast off black mana, so we're gonna have to just go this route. It's gonna probably kill the Emeria Angel here. Got an Undergrowth champion versus his swamp. And that's fine because we can actually run Burning Tree. No, we can't actually run that into it. That's a bummer. So we may actually hold out a little longer then. We'll probably go Gideon. We can run out the Rampaging Balos. I mean, he is just ramping hard. Aether Sphere Harvester. So actually this is going to lead me to want to play the Rampaging Balos at this point. Go Burning Tree, Burning Tree. Not a creature. I think it's smarter to play the Balos first and then go into the Gideon Jura. I'm actually gonna lead Burning Tree into Undergrowth, and that way if we draw a land next turn, then if we draw a land next turn, we can go Rampage Baloth and get the creature out of it, out of the landfall. Otherwise, we're probably just going to run a Gideon Jura out there. Fortunately, Aether Sphere Harvester is going to be tough to kill unless we can get him to activate it as a blocker. Now, even if we get him to activate as a blocker, he's not going to get tapped, which means Gideon Jura is not going to be able to kill it. Well, that's good. That gives us something to do with. Or allows us to play Rashmi and start netting some value off that. Solemn. So I think whether or not we lead this next turn with Rashmi or Gideon is kind of dependent on what our opponent does. If they're going to be content, then I'm going to be content. Alright, so he's turning that guy into alright, he just concedes. I have too much board presence. Whew, that's a long one. So we go 2-1 in the in the match, and then that puts us at 1-1, 3-3 in the league. It gets a little, I guess it's a little more just kind of telling you what's happening versus, giving you lines on what I think he's going to do versus what I'm going to do, because we don't know what, our opponents are going to draw, what we're going to draw, etc. But we definitely had a lot of power, the ability to close the game out. So we're back with the third match, hopefully fairly soon.